Good morning. It's Monday, April 6th. I'm tired. I got up around my normal time as if I had to go to work. I had not gotten enough sleep. But that's the whole point, is I'm trying to adjust my schedule back to that, and so one or two bad days might be involved, and better to do that now than wait until I actually have to go back into work and have to deal with it then. I have two computers. Well, really, I have like at least four computers, depending on how you want to look at it. Anyways, I have two desktop computers. Well, no, I have three desktop computers. I have two desktop computers that I use with some sense of regularity. That works. I have Ginny over here. I made her to edit videos. Eventually, when I did the video game recording, it also became the machine I do video games on. It's also at this point where I do just generally most of my stuff. When I first got it, it was just, just for editing, but it's my main computer at this point. Before making that computer, I had the other computer that I made, Alice. Alice here was originally my main computer, and then once I got that one and things started transitioning over, this one was just for fun or games, and all that's transitioned off. Basically, all I use her for at this point is my finance stuff. Keeping track of my balancing my budget, keeping track of my money, paying my bills, all that kind of thing. That's pretty much the task that remains for this computer. And I could move this stuff over, I just haven't taken the time to do so. Which sucks when I get up today and I try turning it on. It's been like a week or two since I've tried to do it. I mean, I'm not going out and spending a whole lot of money, so I don't have a lot of frequency of stuff to add in. So I just have some receipts in my wallet, and it's not until I gotta go pay bills that I bother to try and turn it on. And on that end, looks all powered up, acting normal. However, nothing comes onto the monitor. My graphics card has two, supports two monitors, because ultimately I actually used to have two monitors with that computer. So I tried swapping which port it's connected to, and it didn't fix it. Now, I'm assuming, since the only issue appears to be that nothing's showing up on the monitor, that it is something along that chain. Which, could mean that the whole graphics card has just gone out completely. I don't have any onboard graphics on that motherboard. I don't generally get motherboards that do, because I'm always going to be using a graphics card. So, if that's the case, that sucks. Moving on from there, it could just be the cable. Wouldn't that be great? I don't know if I have another cable of that type lying around. I'm sure I do at my mom's, but so that's not the easiest thing to check. But it could just be the cable, or it could be the monitor. It's clear that the monitor has power because there's a light. So it's not the power cord for the monitor, but it could just be the monitor. I do, because this, even when off has like that and a few other little LEDs, I regularly turn off the actual power strip when I would use it. And unlike the tower, which I power down first. The monitor just has the power from the power strip to and from it just suddenly shut off or turned on. So maybe that's just been a bit hard on it. It's already a very old monitor. It was not a new monitor when I went away to school with it. And I brought it with me then. Graduated school in 2011. So wasn't new in 2009. So it's an older monitor. I mean, the whole computer's older, but some of the parts in the tower have been replaced since then. So yeah, I mean, it could just be that. I don't really know. But I hope it's something simple. I hope it's not the processor or the motherboard, at which point the computer's just dead and not worth fixing. Because, I mean, ultimately, at some point, the computer I edit with and such needs to be replaced, and that computer will become my secondary computer for more menial stuff. But yeah, I guess that's my goal at this point, is try to get that working again and keep my fingers crossed. So I grabbed the TV that I have just sort of sitting over under the table in the kitchen, and I hooked it up as the monitor. Nothing. Now, I was looking around, and while I don't have this kind of cable, I do have a different monitor cable. Now, this one is actually the kind of port that comes out of the graphics card there. And while that monitor won't accept it, and the TV won't accept it, my next monitors in here will. So I can try seeing if I can get it to work and show something up connecting it to that. Well, that's a pain in the butt, because either I gotta disconnect those monitors, which route like underneath the desk, or disconnect the computer and bring it in there. Don't go to sleep, monitor. Notice the image coming through, please. Please work. Dread. I was hoping that. Alright. So I got monitor hooked back up where it goes, so at least functional computer is back up and going. And I've been looking around. I know where the spare boxes and parts are for the newer computer. I do not know where the spare boxes and parts are for the older computer. I know where they were when I lived at my mom's. I don't know where that got moved here, assuming that I moved it over. I know that with that there is probably still a spare graphics card that was not very good, that had some glitches, but I think was at least functional for like I think my issue was like I couldn't play games or anything. Like it was just a really cruddy one that was enough to get by, that would at least let me see if that was the problem. But I can't find it. Additionally, I had an old broken external hard drive where the drive died, but the circuitry worked fine. So I could take a different hard drive and plug it into it to connect the hard drive through USB to a computer. There are things you can just buy that'll do that, but I'd done it for years just using those spare parts. I also cannot find those spare parts. If I could find those, I would just take out that hard drive, connect it to this computer, and pull over the data that I need to just stop using that one. But I also can't find that. I suppose between the two issues, that'll be, I can order those and have that in a week or so. I wanted this to be a nice, simple, easy solution. Another possibility is that's dusty and such in there. Quite. Doesn't really get cleaned out much. I disassemble it, clean it, put it back together, keep fingers crossed, and maybe something is messed up because of that. Not incredibly likely. I used to work at a computer shop, and I mean, it's not that bad. Yeah, there's dust and stuff in there, but I mean, I've seen computers that have become literal rat's nests, and they function for quite a while before they start messing up from it. So it's not, in the grand scheme of things, all that bad. But I could try that. Well, that is a fair bit of dust in the graphics card heatsink. I'll give it that. I'm also going to try moving it from that port to that one, which means I have to get rid of the board that was here, but that's just some extra USB ports that I really used to need, but now that this is not a computer I use a huge amount, I don't necessarily need as many of. And I disconnected the fan on the front panel because I'm going to leave that off while I'm in the middle of this, because I don't know if it'll work or not. And if not, I want this hard drive at least to be easier to get to. The worst thing with all this is that right up there I have a new box that Mom brought over yesterday that I got in the mail that contains 2 case fans for the computer in there. Because I have a couple of dead fans in there. I was like, you know what? Let's get those working again. I haven't delved into a computer for a while. I can do that, but now I'm having to do this. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm having to work on this computer. All right. So that could be a number of things. That could be some sort of short that was caused by that board there. It could have been dust somewhere that was too excessive. It could have been something wrong with the port that was put in. Could have been a number of issues with any of... I unplugged a number of peripherals, speakers, external hard drive, pretty much anything that I didn't absolutely need. Unplugged my Ethernet. Hopefully it's not that, because I will need that to go pay bills. Could have been a number of things. But, you know what? That's turning on, and that's got image now. It's been 2.5 hours working on that. But, yay. Wow, that... Well, of course, all the graphic settings are all messed up because I moved around the board. But, you know what? It's on. I'm happy. And another 1.5 hours later, and I have the graphic driver situation sorted out. That was not the most fun thing to try and locate. Now, the thing that got me started on all that this morning was, I need to, balance finances, pay bills, that kind of thing. So I'll do that in a bit. But it's early afternoon now. I'm hungry. I'm shred some chicken. Put together some buffalo chicken dip. Alright, so I got some buffalo chicken dip and chips. That'll be a lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it. The chips and dip make for a wonderful meal. And just to sit down, take the time, balance the finances, pay the bills. Edited one of the unboxings I filmed yesterday and got that exporting. And now I can sit down and do a little more painting. Some of them, like this here, I need a few more coats on. The ones that have transparency, they're just harder to get covered. A lot of these might only need one. I mean, like there's, you can see sort of cracks in between the different layers where the white still shows through, but most of the normal pieces are mostly covered now, so. But yeah, I'm getting there. Soon I'll be able to start applying colors and things will start looking like they're supposed to. But yeah, definitely, you know, you gotta get that base white or black, or, you know, get the white covered in black to start with, just so the paint has something to adhere to, because the Bones plastic doesn't do the best on its own. And I just reheated more of the chicken dip for dinner as well. I should probably try not to make it where it's my, you know, my every meal each day until it's gone. But definitely once a day it is at least delicious. So I'll have that for dinner, then pretty much be going to bed shortly. Yet again, did not hear from work that they've reopened, so we'll be off tomorrow as well then. Sort of just playing it by ear. I've had a bit of a headache, and I've been very tired much of the day because I didn't get enough sleep. But I made it through the day, so I should have an easier time getting to bed when I'm supposed to tonight, and hopefully therefore wake up feeling better rested at the right time tomorrow. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.